Hey Glam Fam, welcome back. Today is going to be episode 2 of Small Talk. Okay, so first let's get into this Chris Bassett interview. So I think yesterday Chris did an interview with DJ Richie Sky, and he basically talked about the reunion and this whole Giselle drama, and he went into details about every single thing. Now I'm not gonna go over everything because it was a super long interview. It was like a 50-minute long interview, so if y'all want to go check that out, I would highly suggest that you do. I'm just gonna talk about a few key points and post some clips. So yeah, let's get into it. So they kind of started asking Chris, where he stands with everybody on the cast. Basically, Chris has no intentions of ever filming with those ladies. He said, I don't have to come around the group. All I have to do is film with Candace. I can do that in the privacy of my own home. I don't ever have to come around those ladies ever again. But he did say that he likes the husbands, and he doesn't mind filming with them.
We don't have to show up to these things. We don't have to. We do it to support our women. And I understand that some of you don't have that support. I'm sorry. That's not my problem. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything. But so, yeah, it makes it difficult. But luckily, Eddie and I talk a lot. So I'm sure you'll see us this season. And we came back. I actually rode the train back from New York after filming with Mia and G, like literally 3 of us right in a row. And G and I, we both like to enjoy a beverage, and it's like 11 in the morning, and we got the whole car turned up. Like it was, we had a great time. So I'm cool hanging out with the guys, and the rest of y'all just stay over there and don't bother me, and it's fine.
And I don't blame him. It sucks because if y'all watch any of my Atlanta videos, y'all know that I say the thing that I miss most about Real Housewives of Atlanta is how the husbands used to be more involved, and they kind of used to have their own stories. We already don't see enough of the husbands on Potomac, and now we about to see them even less. Yeah, that kind of sucks that he doesn't even want to film anymore. So he asked Chris to take him back to the night of the season 6 reunion where this incident happened with him and Giselle talking. I'm not gonna explain everything he said because he like I said, he really went into details on his interview. So I'm just gonna include the clip of what he said. But basically, if y'all remember that reunion that Nicki Minaj hosted, after her segment, Chris walked on stage and he appeared to be upset.
Did you see Nicki?
I saw the whole thing.
You did?
I saw every bit of it.
Uh-huh.
We'll talk about it later.
Why are you upset exactly?
The line of questioning and the way it was going. I didn't like it.
Everybody assumed that he was upset with Nicki because she really went hard on Candace during the segment. But this is actually what he was upset about.
Everybody thinks I was pissed off at Nicki Minaj. Now, I didn't like that she put Candace on the spot to sing. I mean, as someone who sings, and watching her, she likes to be prepared and make sure the vocal cords are ready. She didn't want to do Drive Back because it's not a song that you sing a cappella, whatever. So yes, I had some issues there. But go back and watch some of the questions that Andy was asking. I was pissed off about that. He tried to really put Candace to the fire and hold her accountable for everything. Talking about, well, you're the common denominator and it's always you and it's this and this and this. I was mad at Giselle and Robin for suggesting that, here's something funny, telling Candace that words are important and the way that you say them and the way people interpret them, it's damaging and hurtful. Fast forward to this reunion, Giselle, well, what you're saying versus what's interpreted, the words that you're using, no, it's my feelings. It's my feelings. So you understand, but you're playing in people's faces and it's fucked up. So, yeah, I was mad at Giselle. I was mad at Andy. I was mad at Nicki. I was mad at everybody.
So he was just mad in general. He felt like everybody was coming for Candace, not just Nicki. He felt like everybody was singling Candace out, not just Nicki. I'm still going to have to stand by what I said. I don't think Nicki singled her out. I think the only thing Nicki was shady about was the music. When she asked Candace how many albums she sold, and when Candace said the number, Nicki acted like she couldn't believe it, like that was too high for Candace. That was the only time that I feel like she was really being shady towards Candace. But other than that, Nicki was literally shading everybody. And honestly, I think Giselle and Ashley probably got it worse than her. So what he's saying does make sense because, yeah, I didn't understand why he was upset with Nicki Minaj either. But now that he's saying it was just everything in general, Okay, I understand that. Chris was spilling some tea, y'all. Chris was spilling some tea. And while we still on that scene about him walking on stage after Nikki's segment, do y'all remember when he was upset and Giselle was like, what's wrong? And he was like, we'll talk about it later. Do y'all know they had already had to talk? They had already had to talk where Giselle allegedly felt uncomfortable before that conversation happened. So you were down for another conversation, even though you were so uncomfortable.
The funny thing is that clip, that's actually after we talked.
What?
That clip was at the very end of the reunion. The very end of the reunion. We talked on the break between when the husbands came out and before they went out for Nikki.
Ciao. I wish they had time to get into all of this at the reunion, for real. And they probably did, because he did say he talked for 30 minutes straight at the reunion. And of course, they wasn't going to play all of that. So yeah, I'm sure they cut a lot of that out. And he said he felt great. Like after he got everything off his chest, he was great. He was good to go. He then addresses something that I wanted to talk about because I said the same thing. If y'all remember, if y'all watched my part 3 review, there was a point where Chris, well, actually the first thing that he said when he addressed Giselle was he pretty much said, you know, I invited you to the room or whatever. So some people, including myself, took that and then they saw the flashback of him saying that Giselle was the one that invited him in the room. And we took that as he lied about the story.
I mean, I think a lot of people looked at one scene where it was like, oh, well, you changed your story and said that you did ask her to go to a room. No, that's not what I said. What I said was I give you the benefit of the doubt, and we'll just say that I did do that to set up that question. Like, okay, I asked you to go. You said yes because you thought your team was there. But when they weren't there, why didn't you just say no?
Basically, when he explained it, nobody really invited nobody, what it seems like.
I was like, hey, can we talk? And she was like, yeah, I'm on my way to my room. I said, okay, cool. That's what happened.
Like he asked her to talk. She was already heading to her room. So they just had to talk in her room. It doesn't really sound like anybody invited anybody, in my opinion. Y'all, he also spilled some tea on Ashley. So remember how Ashley said that, you know, she believes Debbie because Debbie is her friend and Debbie wouldn't lie and all of this stuff. According to Chris, another one of her good friends, and he is a good friend of DJ Richie Sky's. So DJ Richie Sky was able to confirm this information as well. But yes, another one of Ashley's good friends was actually there as well. And she saw the incident and she sent Candace a DM saying that never happened. You just chose what friend you wanted to believe because both of your friends had different stories. So you chose which story you wanted to believe. He also mentioned that he has DM'd Ashley multiple times. He's DM'd all of the ladies on the cast. He said the only person he doesn't really DM on social media is Karen because Karen doesn't respond. But other than that, like if he sees something in your story and he wants to respond to it, he's going to respond. I don't see nothing wrong with that. And on top of that, they be responding back. The only person he stopped DMing was Karen because Karen never responded. But he keeps DMing everybody else, obviously because they're responding. And what's wrong with that? Like, Chris seems like a nice person. What's wrong with him being friendly? Like, Chris just seems like a nice person like that. He's a chef. So I'm pretty sure he loves gathering people around, cooking for people, being nice. Like, he just seems like a friendly person. Oh, yeah, it was a lot that we didn't see at the reunion. Basically, he said the ladies was talking in circles, trying to gaslight, acting like they didn't understand. And that explains why Candace was getting progressively angry. And that definitely explains why she kept coming at Giselle like that. Basically, he ended the interview by saying all of the ladies are much better off camera. And if they would just act the way they acted off camera, on camera, then the show would be amazing. He said that when they get on camera, the ladies are too busy trying to have a moment. So they start throwing each other under the bus. And then they get off camera and go show each other their coochies, child. Now, the last thing I'm going to touch on in this interview, because he ended it with a bang. Apparently, there was a producer that was in on these allegations towards Chris. Apparently, they got involved and actually told Giselle to say something regarding what Chris did to her, and it was very inappropriate.
You know what? I'm going to say one other thing that no one knows about. Well, Candace knows and a few other people now know. But the show began airing in October. I got a very random anonymous DM in November from somebody. And again, we all get DMs from people and it's tough to decipher what's real, what's not. I did not believe this DM whatsoever. But it said that there was a producer on our show that paid money to Giselle and Ashley to say at the reunion that when I was in that room with Giselle, I grabbed my penis and that I actually said more to Ashley to try and get her to go to the hotel.
Now, isn't Giselle a ghost producer? So it doesn't shock me that she probably does work with other producers, but it does shock me that they get involved to that extent to making up the actual rumor themselves. Overall, it was a really good interview. I didn't cover everything that he talked about just because I didn't, that would have took a long time. But I would advise y'all to go watch the interview. It was really good. Like, Chris really, really went into detail. Moving on. Okay, moving on. So the next topic is going to be Drew and Ty. Now, I don't even know what to say about this because I don't know what's going on. I'm sure y'all have seen this by now. Mimi posted a story on her Instagram of Ty and Drew taking a picture, and she put the Munch lyrics from Ice Spice. So this was around the same time when the news came out that Ralph and Drew was getting a divorce. So I don't really know what Mimi was trying to say. Now, this ain't the first time that Mimi has told us that her and Ty are having issues. What was it, last year? Last year that Ty got caught cheating on her? So I don't know. What do y'all think? Listen, you have Drew allegedly dating Ty from Love and Hip Hop. You got Sheree dating, what's his name, Martell from Love and Marriage. Are they trying to save their show? Are they trying to bring some attention to their show with all of these other reality stars? Like, what is going on here? Now, this picture of Ty and Drew is allegedly a cropped group photo from Ralph's birthday party. But why would Mimi crop those two out though? Like, what is she trying to tell us? And Mimi is not really saying anything. She responded to a fan under Hollywood Unlocked's post, and the fan was like, too old for the subliminal. Say what needs to be said and or keep it moving. And Mimi responded and said, if you know, then you know. And if you don't, then you don't. I don't think anybody knows. Everyone is asking you what's going on. But aren't they still filming Atlanta? I just feel like this is all going to play out on Atlanta. I do. And I don't know if this is for publicity or to bring attention to the show, but that is going to be so sad to me. If Atlanta, which was at a time the best Real Housewives franchise, if they have to resort to their cast members dating or messing around with reality stars from other shows to save their show, I would really hate for that to be the case. But yeah, Mimi ain't really trying to tell us nothing, so we gonna move on. And I guess we'll have to find out on Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15. So the last thing we're gonna talk about is Phaedra is officially joining the Married to Medicine cast. And I heard 2 people got fired and she's taking their place. Let me see, because y'all know I don't watch Married to Medicine, but honestly, this might make me want to catch up because y'all know I watched the first season. I think I'm going to probably watch the last few seasons and catch up because I'm definitely interested in seeing Phaedra on my TV again. So yeah, I guess I'm catching up with Married to Medicine, y'all. Okay, so Phaedra's joining Married to Medicine. Dr. Contessa and Anila are out. I've heard of Dr. Contessa, but I don't know who she is. I don't know who Anila is. So I don't know. This news doesn't do anything for me. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the 2 who got fired or whatever happened. They decided to leave or whatever. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about Dr. Contessa and Anila leaving the show. I don't know anything about them. So, and also Quad's ex-husband is coming back on the show with his new wife. So yeah, this is about to be a whole mess. So I'm definitely going to be catching up on Married to Medicine. I'm excited. Now, Phaedra is still dating that doctor, right? Or are they engaged? And this is the same doctor she was with on Marriage Boot Camp, right? Because I remember seeing her on that show. Oh, no, actually, I don't think that's him. I think they broke up. I don't know why I thought he was a doctor. But okay, so it's not him. Okay, it's not him. I don't know who Phaedra's man is, and I guess we'll see on the show. And Phaedra and Dr. Contessa are neighbors. Okay. So they live beside each other, and she says she's excited for Phaedra to be on the show. She thinks she's gonna be a fun addition. I do too. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about that. Are y'all excited for Phaedra to be joining the cast? I know I kind of already made a video about it. Well, not even. I made a short about it because the rumors went around like a few months ago, but now it's official. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Are y'all gonna be tuning in? Do y'all watch Married to Medicine? Are y'all gonna start watching to see Phaedra? I know I am. Yeah, that was episode 2 of Small Talk with Andy. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about everything in the comments down below. Stay happy, healthy, and all of that good stuff, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.